Hey everyone, welcome to week 7 of the college football season. Last week I was 3-4. Not too great, not too bad. It's about par for the season so far. We've got 7 games this week, some good games here. I tried to mix it up between the leagues and the conferences. So first game we're going to do is the Red River Rivalry, and that's a tongue twister. You've got Oklahoma favored by 14 against Texas. Oklahoma has dominated this series over the last several years. For some reason, I like Texas to keep it somewhat close. Oklahoma, they've had some good games, but the game against Notre Dame, they won by I think 14. Last week they won 20-17 over TCU. There's a little concerns there. I like Texas' defensive line in this game to maybe control Bell. So I'm going to take Texas to cover the 14 in this one. Next game, you've got Missouri going on the road to Georgia. Georgia coming off a very close overtime game against Tennessee. Missouri played well in their first SEC road game. Georgia, a lot of injuries, everyone knows. Top 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a safety. You've got to think, what are they going to do here? My gut tells me they've still got enough, and the offensive line is very good. I like them to probably trying to control the ball some. One of the weaknesses of Missouri's defense is they tend to give up a lot of short passes. So a controlled ball game, keep the Missouri offense off the field. Georgia's favored by 7.5 here. I think it started the week at around 10.5. If it stayed at 10.5, I might put this on Missouri. I'd love to see them get this game. It'd be a huge win for us in the SEC. But at 7.5 points, I've got to take Georgia in this, even though I hate it. So even if they lose, I'll be happy because that means we stayed within 7.5 or even 1. Next game, we've got Florida going on the road to LSU. LSU's favored by 7 points. You're looking at one of the better offenses in LSU against the best defense, I think, in the SEC in Florida. 7 points at home. I've got to go with Florida here. I think under Murphy, the offense for Florida is looking better. I really think the defense is good enough to keep this game close. I could see it being around a 7-point game, but I'm going to take Florida to cover the 7 points on the road. Next game, you've got Northwestern coming off a tough loss against Ohio State, against Wisconsin, who had last week off. Wisconsin's favored by 10 points at home. I was really impressed with Northwestern, the way they played last week against Ohio State. Easily could have won that game. It was actually a 4-point game until that touchdown right at the end. I like Northwestern to stay within 10. I think Wisconsin will probably win this game. I can't see it being more than 10-point spread, so I'm taking with Northwestern here. Next game, we've got Oregon going on the road to Washington. Oregon's favored by 14.5. Washington, great game last week against Stanford. I've got to think they're probably a little banged up after that game. Stanford's a very physical team. Oregon has not really been tested this year. They seem to run away with their games. I'm going to take Oregon here to cover 14.5. I like Washington's team, but 2 weeks in a row, it's going to be tough. Next, you got Texas A&M going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss has had a couple losses in a row that, didn't play well against Alabama. Got beat by a very good Auburn team that's probably a year ahead of where people thought they would be. I like A&M, favored by 6.5 here to go on the road and cover. In our last game of the week, Michigan going on the road to Penn State. Michigan's favored by 3. The penalties that Penn State's incurred with the scholarships has really hurt the team. I look for Michigan, who's favored by 3 points here, to go on the road and win this game. So that's my picks for the week. Go Missouri. Beat the Dogs. We'll see y'all next week.